compulsory to tithe only to the church we belong? Or can we send our tithes to other ministries in other parts of the country? Thanks. Now, we actually also have lots of materials on these subjects. It'll take me a lot more than the little time we have to discuss this. But let me read something to you because of the peculiarity of your question. 1 Corinthians chapter number 4, and I'm going to be reading to you 2 verses. But before that, let me remind you of something in your question. You said, kind of teaches about tithe, offering, and seed. Now, the tithe is 1/10 of all what God blesses you with continually. All your income, all your increase, as you receive, a tithe of it, which is the 10th part of it, belongs to God. Now, he didn't.
Now, that is bondage. He's not, you see, Pastor Chris is not using any scripture to back up what he's saying, but he's just saying it because he's saying it. He's the one saying it, so it has to be correct. But no scripture. And he said it is compulsory, it is continually. You have to pay 1/10 of all that God has blessed you with, you know, of course, to the church, to him. But no scripture. The scripture he mentioned, he said we'll read that later, so we'll see if we'll read that later. But what Pastor Chris is actually doing here is that he's putting the people of God under the bondage of tithe. He's putting the people of God under the bondage of tithe, which God didn't put. God didn't put people under the bondage of tithe. In the New Testament, Christians don't carry the burden of tithe. That was in the Old Testament. And even now, I showed you when we were doing the video from the rabbi, from the Jews, that say no, even they don't tithe. They are the Jews. They are the ones, Israel. Israelites don't pay tithe anymore right now. They give offering and they give to the poor. That is exactly how the New Testament did it. But with what Pastor Chris is saying here, he's saying here that you are obliged to pay tithe, which is putting you under the bondage of tithe, which is absolutely unscriptural. We already know that tithe shouldn't be like a compulsory thing. Tithe, even if you want to pay, use 10% as approximate measurement for what you want to give, but it shouldn't be a compulsory thing. It's not a law. We are no more under the law. If we are going to be doing tithe like it's compulsory, that means we are doing law. And if we are obeying law, it means we have to obey all the laws. And no one that violates one law will ever survive, will ever make it. When we obey the law, we lose the grace of God, we lose the grace of Christ. So to say that some people are obliged to pay their tithe, that is putting them under the law. That is making them to lose grace. Now somebody will say that, but there was tithe before the law. Yes, but it was also included in the law. And before it was included in the law, it was not compulsory. It was practiced by a few people before the law. But since the law came, it became compulsory. And by the way we are practicing it in the church right now, we are practicing it as if we are practicing it as a law. That is something you must pay. It is compulsory. Once you go to that place, once you begin to do that, you go you fall down under the power of law. You must give to God because you love him. You must give to God because you want to appreciate it. But it must not be a particular percentage. You decide as God leads you in your own heart. It must be according to the leading of God. So you give according to God's leading, not according to compulsion that comes from the pastor or compulsion that comes from the law. No, we have been redeemed from law.